So we'll begin sitting upright. Any position that you find is comfortable. You don't have to sit cross-legged. You can lean against a wall or sit on a chair. You can even just have your legs outstretched. That's absolutely fine. Whatever you decide, give yourself a few moments to set your focus, to set your attention. But we can do that together. For the time being, take your attention into the room, let's say, into your own room. So you're here. We'll leave the rest of our house behind us, shall we? We'll be here. Take a moment to have a look around. So you are where you are. Satisfy your curiosity. Because what tends to happen is we begin to settle ourselves down. The mind wants to rush off into different places. And so you may find that your gaze is quite busy. That's okay. But have a little look around the room. So you've satisfied your own curiosity, and whenever it is you're ready to, you can let your gaze land at one particular point, just on the floor in front of you, somewhere maybe a meter or so away, 3 or 4 feet. We'll take a deep breath into the abdomen, ribs, collarbones, neck and face. Full inhale. As you breathe out, you can breathe out of the mouth. Let go of anything no longer useful. We're going to do this a few times. A deep inhale through the bowl of the abdomen. Fill the breath up to your chest, the neck, right up to your face. And then when you begin to breathe out of the mouth. And with that breath out of the mouth, release any heat. Release anything no longer useful to you. And the nature of inner quiet, peacefulness within, is such that it can happen in a flash. It can come in a flash and it can go in a flash. So, knowing that, give yourself the chance to be here. The story of the day is already fading into the background. We're here, we're attentive, we know that it's going to be a body work. We're prepared. If you're ready, you can bring the palms of your hands together to your heart center, and with your thumbs at your sternum, seek out your heart beating there. This is a way for us to find our center line, a way to find a middle point within ourselves. But of course, the middle point that we're looking for is this moment right now. If it's convenient to you, you can close your eyes. As you encounter your heart, make a promise to yourself. I'm going to be gentle with me. I'll try my best. But I'm going to be gentle. I'm going to keep an open mind, an open heart. The next time you're ready to breathe out, you can release your hands. Keep your eyes closed for a few moments longer and just now be with you, feeling whatever you feel. The way that we create space is to allow whatever feelings, whatever thoughts, for them to just come up as they are. We create space around them when we don't react, when we just observe, when we just be present with them. So whatever is there, it's there for a reason. Just create space around it. And that space is a gentle, persistent, switched on, but it's a loving kindness. It's very switched on. If you're ready, and on the in-breath, open your eyes. As soon as you open your eyes, the light will come rushing in. Still your gaze at a point in front of you. Just a few seconds ago, the eyes were closed and we were in our inner world. Remain in touch with that inner world. We'll bring the arms out either side of us, fingertips and thumbs to the mat either side of you. I'd like you to lightly press your fingertips into the mat, very lightly, so the arms are engaged. And you'll notice to do that, you have to draw the shoulders down your back, away from the ears. The next time you breathe in, lift up your sternum, so the middle of your chest, your heart. Lift that bit up and then drop your shoulders even more. We'll take another breath in. Exhale fully. Now as you breathe out, feel and search out your sit bones. A breath in. Lifting up the breath right up to the crown of the head. As you exhale, relax your face, relax your shoulders. Become aware of your sit bones, the sides of your lower legs, your feet. Allow your weight to drop through this sort of triangle that you have at your knees, sit bones, particularly if you're sitting cross-legged. Nice. The next time we exhale, we'll take right ear over to right shoulder. And then drop your left shoulder even more. Relax that arm completely. You can lose that little bit of tension. And if you'll notice that at a certain point, if you over-release, then the stretch kind of gone as well. So it's a midpoint between being relaxed and there being a stretch at the left side of the neck. On the in-breath, we're going to bring our head back up to center. As you exhale, left ear towards left shoulder. It doesn't have to be a big movement. It's not important. I'd like you just to begin to feel your neck and where in your arm can you also feel this stretch. A deep inhale, a long, slow breath out. On the inhale, we're going to come up. Nice, we'll bring the hands onto the knees and roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and then down. In that order, forward, up, back, and down. And then begin to round off that movement by making it a circle. Nice, and we're going to do a couple of the same thing the other way. So you might find like tight places in your back or neck and shoulders, little knots perhaps. Again, we're going to create space around them. We're going to give them the freedom to be there, and by not reacting. It's difficult, I know. But let's go the other way. Once again, forward, up, back, and then down. Nice, and then we'll do just the right shoulder. Forward, up, back, and down. And then just the left. Nice, okay, so just for a few moments, we'll get the breath going. So we're going to breathe in and lift up both the shoulders. Exhale, relax. So it's inhale, exhale. So it's just the shoulders are lifting. Your eyebrows won't really be helpful here. So just let your face relax. Keep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Just a few more seconds. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Okay. Once again, then this time we're going to turn to the right. You're just going to, the first thing we're going to do is going to look over to the right and then roll the shoulder up and then down your back. You'll notice you might be able to get a little, you'll turn the head a little more over to your right. You don't have to strain the neck. Now take your left shoulder back. Breathe in deeply. As you exhale, then your chin to trace the collarbone and come back to center. Inhale, come back up. As you exhale, we'll turn to the left. Now, the shoulder, the left shoulder, move that away from you as you roll it down, forward, up, back, and then down. You may find you get a little extra room for your chin to turn to the left. We'll take a breath in. On the out breath, your chin to come down towards the collarbone and then trace the collarbone back to center. Good job. We're going to come back up. All right. So let's move forward of our knees. curl your toes under. We're going to take a little sort of a frog squat position. So you can remove your block or your cushion from underneath you. Nice, and we'll just, for the few moments, with the heels together and you're on the balls of your feet, fingertips to your mat, reach up tall. Keep your balance there. Steady the gaze at the floor in front of you. Continue to breathe. As you exhale, let your weight drop down the spine, down into the pelvis. You might find you can drop the knees a little as well. And then you might be ready to take one hand off the mat. Breathing, a full inhale, a long exhale. It'll be on the exhalation when you take the other hand off the mat. Whenever you're ready to. It doesn't have to be when I say, but when you breathe out, you might be ready to take the other hand off the mat. We're here for just 2 or 3 breaths. Very nice. Take your hands outside the knees if you're already up. Bring the knees central. Let your heels push down into the mat. And we're going to hang out in a forward fold. We're just chilling here with your knees bent. So please make sure your knees are bent to protect your low back. The next time that you exhale, pull up the pelvic floor and draw your navel in toward the spine to deepen your forward fold. Nice, and while you're here, if you want to nod your head yes, just to free your head up and neck and shoulders up, maybe side to side, give yourself that a little opportunity. Nice, on the next exhalation, you'll bend the knees even more, brush your fingertips to the floor either side of you, arms out and up, come all the way up, scoop your tailbone under, let your palms reach up. We're going to then, with your right hand, grab a hold of your left wrist, pull the arm up and then make a little C curve by leaning over to your right. We'll take a deep inhale here into the left side body. As you breathe out, press your weight down into the left foot. Another full breath in when you're ready. And on the exhale, we'll come back to center, switch grips. Now it's your left hand holding your right wrist. Pull the arm up, lean over to the left. Breathe in deeply. As you exhale, press down into your right foot. Another deep breath in. Nice, we're going to come back to center. Release the hands either side of you. So the palms are now facing forward, fingers pointing down. Take a little look down at your feet. Make sure that they're hip distance apart. So to measure hip distance, just for Lucy, in case you're new to that, 2 fists side by side. And if you place those 2 fists at your instep, with the outer part of your fist touching the instep of your foot, you'll get a kind of an approximate width of the inner hip crest. So yeah, the weight is into the heels. Your knees are lightly bent. So if I were to go sideways on, you might be able to see a little clearer on. So we have this arch in the low back, and we want to maintain that arch, but just about 5% of it, tip your tailbone through. So it's like your bum normally sticks out behind you with this arch in the low back. If you were to smooth that arch a little bit, what would happen in the low body? Keeping that little engagement there, we're going to take one hand to the back of the head and the other hand to the chin. Take a breath in. As you exhale, lightly draw your chin in towards your neck. Notice I'm not dropping and leaning forward. I'm just bringing the chin in towards my neck. And with the hand at the back of my head, I'm just pushing forward. You'll feel a stretch, a very little stretch at the base of the skull. So this is quite a tight area for a lot of us. Breathe into the base of the skull. So the base of the skull will be where the hand at the back of your head is lightly touching now. You'll feel a light opening sensation there. Breathe into it. Very nice. We're going to bring the head up, release the hands. We're back into that mountain pose. Just take a few moments to touch in with you. Notice what you notice, feeling what we feel. We keep drawing inward. So that we live in a beautiful world. Everything wants to continuously take your attention outward. We're going to jealously guard our attention. We're going to keep it turning inward. So perhaps this would be an interesting point at which to bring in a little bit of the Vedas, this sort of yogic philosophy. So the quote that I shared with you yesterday about that potential which is hidden inside a seed, which can lead to a tree producing many millions of seeds over its lifetime. This potential that is invisible is contained within all of us. And one of the expressions of that potential is consciousness. According to the yoga philosophy, there is no God necessarily. There's no God, but there is consciousness. And first comes consciousness and then comes matter, in that order. And consciousness influences matter. So wherever your consciousness now goes, your attention goes, your energy will flow into that direction. This is why we want to keep the attention housed within our body. Wherever your attention goes now, prana, which is this energy, this is where it will flow. So just feeling what we feel. We're going to bring in some light movement. On the in-breath, you're going to bring up the right knee and the left hand. Exhale, release, switch. Left knee, right hand. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep moving. Takes a few moments just to get your coordination right. That's completely fine. We're just giving a balancing aspect to the left and right hemispheres of the brain. So the feeling and that logical aspect of ourselves comes into a greater union as well. And also while you're doing this, you'll notice your standing leg, your standing foot, the contact with your mat underneath you or the floor underneath you. Last few, keep going. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one. And then we're standing again. Notice your thighs, your hips. Any movement in the body, any difference? Nice, okay, so your left hand is going to come up. So if I'm sideways on, you'll just see that the elbow is up as high as I can get it. And the left hand is a fist. My right hand is going to be reaching down as if I'm coming down to pick something up. We're going to take a breath in. So the stretch is now on the left side. Now as you exhale, we're going to switch. Right hand turns into the fist, the left hand turns into the open hand. So it's inhale, exhale. Now the trick is to take the elbow up as high as you can get it because we want to get underneath the scapula. The scapula is a flat bone in your back. It's the shoulder blade. And we want to get under. It's very difficult to find a stretch that reaches under this place. So we get a beautiful little lengthening in the side body. We're beginning to warm up these muscles, which if you're sitting for long periods, begin to shorten. But we're also breathing deeply. And the other quality, or the other aspect is to keep your attention, of course, number one, your attention in your body. Number two, your breathing. Keep your breath regular, keep your attention on your breath. Because prana, while prana is not the breath, it is contained in the breath. Continue to move. We're going to do a couple more on each side. Nice. Okay, we're back to center. Standing again. You can stand with your hands open. Take your attention down to the soles of your feet, your contact underneath you. Notice if you're gripping with your toes, and if it's free to you, if it's available for you to ungrip, then do so. Relax your knees, your thighs, the abdomen. Nice, okay, so we'll take our feet out a little wider than their hip distance, so 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock with the toes. We'll bring the arms up and the fingers onto the shoulders with the thumbs behind you. Move gently, move slowly. We're going to build up into this. We're going to inhale as you turn to the left, and then exhale as you turn to the right. Just let your head be free. You don't have to throw yourself around. Move within a capable range, and you don't have to go to 100% of your range of motion either. Just a little bit off 100%, so that you're not going to your extreme. And as your body begins to warm up, things will move and shift by themselves, and you'll find a deeper range. Maybe it happens, and maybe it doesn't. The important thing is that we're in contact with what our body is doing, and we're in a gentle relationship with it. We're open and watching, a little bit like watching a kid learn how to ride a bike. You know, you don't want to interfere too much, but you want to be attentive as well. So a little bit like that. So a few more seconds. Last few seconds, and then release the arms, let them swing, and we'll let the arms go as well now. Nice. We're back to standing. All of these movements that we're working on are to lengthen the spine. So you'll notice you can, as we're standing, you can slightly tuck under the tailbone, which means a light engagement in the glutes, or to the tops of the thighs in the lower abdominal area. There's a light engagement there, which creates a foundation for your spine to then reach up. Shoulders are down the back, palms facing forward, the chin slightly tucked. Notice that when I tuck the chin, what I avoid doing, but what I do all day, is have my head over. Except when I'm doing yoga, for some reason I find my head is like, but yeah, you want to keep your head lifted so that there's length at the neck. And if we think of our spine from the tip of the tailbone to right up into the neck and then the third eye point, if we think of this space as an antenna via which we are connected to higher and lower, we are in the middle of this, and this antenna, the clarity of this antenna influences directly the quality of your consciousness. So we've just begun by releasing those muscles in the back, which will allow your spine to be erect and upright. If you're ready to, let's come to the head of a mat. So we're standing hip distance apart with the feet. The palms will come together into the heart center. Remember that promise you made to yourself. But of course, we're ready to work as well. On the out breath, we're going to release the hands, roll the thumbs back, tuck your tailbone, bring your arms up overhead. Palms will meet. As you begin to exhale, spread the hands, bend your knees, hinge from the hips for a forward fold. Let your head go. Inhale, come up halfway with your hands lightly touching the shins, little bend in the knee. The important part now is to draw the shoulders onto your back and tuck your chin so the back is as smooth and as flat as you can feel it to be. Keep holding here. The next time we exhale, we'll take our fingertips to the mat and step the right leg back. Breathe deeply. Exhale completely. Lift up the back knee, but drop into your hips. You get this beautiful stretch now at the right thigh and the groin. On the exhale, then we're going to release the right knee to the mat. You can keep your feet, your hands either side of this left foot, or if you wanted, you could just interlace the fingers on your left thigh. Very lightly, we're just going to lean the hips forward. Make sure you're looking dead ahead, same direction as your left toe is now pointing. Scoop the tailbone under, lift up from your sternum, tuck your chin. The next time you exhale, we're going to lean forward, curl under the back toes, lift up the back knee, step forward. Inhale, out and up with the arms. Exhale, hands through the center line, back into your heart space. Breathe in deeply, lift your heart. As you exhale, give permission to your heart to open and release your hands. On the in-breath, we'll roll the thumbs back, bring the arms out and up. As you exhale, split the hands, bend your knees, hinge from the hips for a forward fold. Completely letting the breath out. Inhale, come up halfway. The knees are still slightly bent. Now your hands are lightly at the shins perhaps. If you've got longer arms than I have, you might be, and your back is still flat, then you could reach your fingertips for the mat. The important thing now is to keep your back nice and flat, so shoulders onto your back and you're tucking the chin. Take a breath here. Exhale completely. As you exhale this time, pull up the pelvic floor and also tuck your tummy muscles in.
Feel all that power and that strength that you have there. Be with it. One more breath. On the exhale, we're going to bend the knees again, fingertips to the mat, and this time it's the left foot we're stepping back. Lift up that left knee. As you look down towards your right knee, you'll want to make sure that this right knee is directly over your right heel. So it's not in front of the heel, it's directly over it. Look forward, take a breath. The next time we exhale, we're going to let the left knee touch down. You might just be happy here and just lead with leaning your hips forward at the fingertips of the mat. Or if you wanted, just a slight variation, you could then interlace fingers on the right thigh, push the hips forward. The important part is we scoop the tailbone under, so the tailbone is scooping under. We lift up from the sternum, tuck the chin, breathe deeply. Now the stretch has moved to this left front hip flexor. The next time we exhale, then we'll come forward, fingertips either side of the right foot, curl the left toes under, lift up the left knee, exhale to step forward. Inhale, out and up with the arms, lift your heart right there up to your hands. As you exhale, bring a little love back into your center line for you. You can close your eyes, just being there with you. The next time we exhale, we're going to release the hands. On the in-breath, roll the thumbs back, scoop the tailbone under, lift up nice and tall. As you exhale, split the hands, bend your knees, hinge from the hips for a forward fold. Inhale, come back up halfway. Fingertips might lightly touch the shins, or if you've got it in the back and your back is still flat, then you can take your fingertips to the mat. The key thing is that we keep the back flat. So it doesn't have to be completely horizontal, your spine, as long as the muscles and everything is working to smooth out the back. So there's no big rounding action, like this is how it would look if it was rounded. So there'd be like that big sort of hump there in the middle of the back. I prefer to just have my hands at the shins. It takes a lot of the work out of it. So I can just focus on what's happening in the shoulders. Breathe here. And the next time we exhale, fingertips to the mat, we'll step one leg back, plant the hands, and then step the other leg back so that you're in a plank. Breath in. On the exhale, we'll land on our knees. Let's begin with a rolling cat-cow. On the in-breath, you're going to lift up the tailbone and then lift up the chin. As you exhale, scoop the tailbone under, tuck your chin in, dome your back. Inhale, lifting up the tailbone, dropping the abdomen, shoulders away from the ears, reach up. Exhale to round. Give yourself as much time as you need to articulate the spine. So just a couple of little anatomical details that you might be interested in. We spoke about the spine and the erectness of the spine being important from a consciousness perspective. And of course, one of the reasons for that is the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So if we want to send information throughout the body, for example, to breathe, to move, then we want our spine to be unencumbered so that the highway is clear for messages to be sent through the central nervous system. Nice. The next time we breathe in, we're going to come to a neutral spine. So a neutral spine is not just hanging out in any sort of chilled out way. A neutral spine is a small tuck of the tailbone, and also we're lifting up out of the shoulders. The other part, and the part that is most important for me in particular, is to lift up the head so that the neck isn't just dangling. The head isn't dangling off the end of the neck. Nice. So we're going to begin to warm up the glutes muscle. So we'll bring up the right leg first of all. Now, as you extend the right leg, lift up at the kneecap, draw your right toes in. You'll want to turn your toes out to the side, over to the right a little. So if I were to face you, your right toes would then sort of, from pointing directly down, they'll turn out to the right. Keeping that, we're just going to lightly lift. So your big toe can lightly touch the mat and then you lift. but being careful not to lift your leg up higher than your hips. So you're just going up as high as the hip, and this will isolate the glute medius in particular. And that's a beautiful muscle. It's the one with a little dimple on the side. We want to keep that muscle in good working order, not just because it looks good, but because it's super important for correct posture. And it's also the muscle that we use the least when we're probably sitting or working, those kinds of things. Keep that going. A little bit of heat is building in the body. Nice, we're going to lift up that right leg. The next time we exhale, we can release the right knee. Nice, take a few moments just to feel the work you've done. When you're ready, lift up the left leg. So the same thing. This time we're going to turn the left toes out to the side a little. Once you've got that little turn, then you've kind of really isolated that muscle. We can just begin that little light wavy movement with the leg. Keep breathing, keep your breath regular. Also notice if your body wants to lean over too far to the right. That could be a core and stability marker. So you want to keep yourself central, keep yourself working. Everything in the body now is working to keep you balanced. A few more seconds, last 3, 2, 1, well done. We'll square the hips, release the left knee to the mat. Then take your knees wide, about as wide as the edges of your mat. Bring your big toes together and then take your seat back towards your heels. Arms outstretched with the palms facing down. Let your forehead come to rest. We're here for another 3 full breaths. So breathe deeply into the abdomen. Let the stomach completely go. Follow the breath into your chest, neck, face, and head. As you breathe out, releasing what is no longer useful. Perhaps a persistent thought or a memory or a feeling, whatever is no longer useful in this position right now. Just breathing it out. If that's you and you're ready to, you can then walk the hands back either side of the head. Press down into your hands to lift yourself up. We'll bring the knees and the feet together. You have a choice. You can either have your toes pointing behind you and just sit on the heels, which is a lovely counter pose to if you've been wearing shoes for a long part of the day. Or if you wanted, and particularly if you're a runner, then you might like to just tuck your toes under and then, and also get the pinky toe out and then just get that little stretch at the fascia in the soles of your feet. Choose wisely, because this version here with the toes tucked under us, it can be a little bit aggressive. We'll turn our attention to our hands. So let's wrap our fingers around the thumbs, wrists side by side, and we're just going to circle them out. Remaining with the breath, keeping the attention inside your body, and then let's go the other way. Nice. Flick out the fingers, shake out the wrists. Let's meet in a tabletop position again. Nice, we're going to bring up the right leg. Take your time to extend that right leg away, lifting up through the heel and drawing the toes in toward yourself. If you wanted, now you could either just keep the leg lifted. This is particularly good if you want to strengthen the glutes and the abdominal and the low back. This will work for you. If you're happy to, you might want to bring the weight into your right hand and then you bring your left hand off the mat with your thumb pointing up to the ceiling. Whichever one you choose, choose wisely. You can always change your mind. We're here for another 5 breaths. If you want to, for these next 5 breaths, you might, as you exhale, bring the left elbow, right knee, and forehead together. As you exhale, inhale, stretch. Exhale, round. That's 2. 4 and 5. Nice. Stretch yourself out one last time. Release hand and knee at the same time. Take a moment just to feel that work on your right side, particularly in the right side of your low back. A quick reminder that the position of your hands right now, there's equal distance between all of the fingers, and we are actively pushing down into the floor. That will promote a dome in the middle of your hand, at the palm of your hand, and that dome there is good because it spreads out the weight of your shoulders in your upper body. If you're ready, you can bring up the left leg. So as I say, you might be happy just to remain here. That's absolutely fine. If you want, you can bring up the right hand with the thumb pointing up to the ceiling. So what tends to happen is, most of the time, you look fine there actually, but most of the time, that right hand needs to be higher than we think. The next time we exhale, so we're here for another 6 or 7 breaths. And for the last 5, if you wanted, you could do that tiger pose. So as you exhale, right elbow, left knee and forehead all come together. Inhale, stretch yourself out. Exhale, inhale. That's 3, 4, and 5. Nice. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, release. Okay, we'll cross the ankles behind us. Take a seat through the feet. Extend your legs out. Make your way to the middle of your mat. If you're ready, you can interlace the fingers around one knee, and with the help of that, we'll come to lie on our back. Keep both the knees bent so that the soles of your feet are flat to the mat. You've just done a little bit of work for your back, so walk the shoulders down away from your ears, palms facing up. That little bend in the knees will be nice because that will just help you to hug your hip, your sacrum, and your low back to the mat. Enjoy that little rest. Okay, so we'll keep the right foot where it is and we'll bring the left knee in towards the stomach. Interlace the fingers around that left knee and lightly push the thigh in toward yourself. Now you can feel the small of your back pressing into the mat. Very nice. Okay, so we'll release the left knee, put the foot back down, and when you're ready, take the right knee in toward yourself. Interlacing the fingers over the right knee, shin, and just gently pressing down in toward yourself. Nice, okay, so we're going to release that there as well. And now with the outer edges of your feet, find either side of your yoga mat, the outer edges of your yoga mat. So the pinky toe side of your foot is reaching for the outside edge of your yoga mat. We can bring the arms out into a T shape or a Y, and then keep a gap between the knees. The next time you exhale, both the knees over to the right. Inhale to center, full breath in. A long breath out, both the knees over to the left. Keep breathing out, keep breathing out, keep breathing out. When you're ready to breathe in, bring your knees back up to center. Full inhale. Long exhale as you take your knees over to the right. Long, long exhale. Keep breathing out until your navel begins to sink and the pelvic floor lifts as you breathe out. And then a deep inhale, bring your knees back up to center. Over to the left as you breathe out. Keep that going.
side to side, full breath in, a full breath out. We'll do one more on each side. Nice, okay, so we'll bring the feet in a little closer. And then we're going to take the left ankle and place it onto the right knee. The next thing you want to do is to draw your left toes back toward yourself so that you can feel your left shin and the muscle inside there firm together. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, both the knees to come over to the right. So you've got a twist. You're looking to land on the instep of your left foot. As you breathe out, turn to your left hand, and with your right hand, take that right hand outside the left knee. Very gently, with love, draw the knee down towards the floor to deepen the twist. Breathe into the abdomen, follow the breath to your ribs, neck, and face. As you breathe out, relax your left shoulder. Another deep inhale, please. Abdomen, ribs, collarbones. As you breathe out this time, relax your right shoulder. Keep that twist deep, keep it keen. Nice, okay, so we're going to release the left knee. And with control, we'll bring both the knees back up to center, the head to center. Uncross your left foot from your right knee. When you're ready, right ankle onto the left knee. Draw your right toes back, take a breath in. As you begin to exhale then, both the knees over to the left. So until your right foot lands on the floor. Turn to your right hand, turn to look into your right hand, and then with your left hand, guide your right knee down towards the mat to deepen the twist. So you should feel a twist around the navel, but also the big work will be in this piriformis and glute medius region on the outer right hip now. Nice, then releasing the right knee, bring both your legs back up to center, uncross the right foot from your left knee. We're going to bring both the knees in towards the chest, interlace the fingers around your shins, and then just give yourself a little rock, maybe side to side or backwards and forwards, or perhaps not. If you're happy being stationary, just enjoy that little massage you've got just by drawing the knees together in toward yourself. It creates a little freedom for the low back. Good, okay, so we're going to roll over to one side with the help of your hand, come back upright. Let's keep this left shin in front of us, with the right thigh landing on the sole of the left foot. It's quite natural now that your right sit bone will be off the mat, so that's okay. Very important now. We're going to scoop the tailbone under, but we're going to lift up from the sternum, shoulders onto the back, so you're nice and upright. Take a breath in, exhale completely. Everything flowing out. Feel your contact with the mat underneath you. On the in-breath, both the arms to come out and up. As you breathe in, on the exhale, turn to your right with your left hand to come down onto the right knee, your right hand to come behind you. So just turn to the side. Before you go any deeper, lift up from the sternum, draw the shoulders back and take your ears in between the shoulders. The next time you exhale, you might be ready to twist over and look over your right shoulder. Also take your eyes into the corners as well, the right corner. Two more breaths. Nice, on the in-breath, we'll bring the arms up with us. As you exhale, turn the hands down, fingertips and thumbs to reach either side of you, lightly pushing down into the mat to feel that stretch again at the top of the shoulders, side of the neck.
Very nice. Okay, so we're going to switch sides. So you can bring your right shin forward. You can do that any way that works for you. I'm going to just scoop and switch round. So if that's the way you do it, that's great. The key will be to have the right foot, the sole of the foot, to be in contact with the left thigh, somewhere around the left thigh. It doesn't have to be exact. There's no real exact place it needs to be. You'll know it's the right place because your right shin will be able to be flat, sort of in front of you, straight ahead of you. Bring yourself upward. So we're lifting up at the sternum, tucking the ears back. On the in-breath, they're going to bring the arms up. As you exhale, turn to your left, your right hand to land on the left knee, the left thigh, with your left hand behind you. Now we're looking to the side. Breathe in, lift up the sternum, take your ears back. As you exhale, twist to look over the left shoulder, taking your eyes into the left corners as well. Nice. The next time you breathe in, we're going to come back up to center, take the arms up with us. Good job. So we've got a lot of work going into the shoulders this evening, and that's a good thing. We need to get these shoulders nice and steady and stable. Fingertips and thumbs either side of you. And you might, depending on the position of where your mat is right now, you might just be happy if the short edge of your mat is in front of you, then just bring your hands forward of the front leg, and then we're going to meet in a plank position. So bring your heels over your toes. The next time you exhale, scoop the tailbone under, engage the core, and push up into a downward facing dog. And as you exhale, relax your heels down toward the mat. It doesn't matter if they don't touch the mat. Lightly bend your knees and then lift up your sit bones up towards the ceiling. So we're looking to get an exaggerated arch in the low back. Your gaze is either at the navel or the space between your feet, and the feet are hip distance apart. The arms are straight, and you're pushing your hands down into the mat. Very nice. We'll take the feet off the mat, provided you have grip. And then this is a good reason why wearing socks is probably not the right idea. So we're going to then walk the hands back toward ourselves. So now we're in a wide leg forward fold with a little bend in the knees. A couple of options. As you exhale, we'll bring the hands to the hips, and we're going to take that flat spine position again. So you're lightly drawing the shoulders onto your back, tucking the chin. This might be where you're happy to remain. Also, play with your weight a little. Come forward into the balls of your feet so that your hamstrings get enlivened and awoken. Now, you might be content to remain here, or if you wanted, you could interlace the fingers behind you and draw the arms up overhead. Once your arms up overhead, if you've chosen that option, be sure to keep the shoulders clear of your ears, so keeping length at the neck. The next time we exhale, all of us bring our hands back down to the waist, and then reach down with your right hand. I'm going to come up into the fingertips, but you might, if you wanted to, have a block and place your hand on the block. As long as the back is flat, that's what we're looking to keep. That's the key thing. So you could have fingertips to the mat and your left hand at the left waist. Then you might turn the left arm up and twist to your left. Take a breath in. As you exhale, walk the shoulders away from your ears. Reach up with your left hand. Another deep inhale. As you exhale, now take that left hand slightly back to deepen this twist. One more breath. On the exhale, we're going to semicircle the left hand down. And first of all, just bring your right hand to your waist so that you get an opportunity to find the neck upright and a flat spine again. Another breath in, please. As you exhale, if you're ready, twist to your right and then take your right arm up overhead. Take your time to adjust. Keep breathing. Full breath into the abdomen. Follow the breath to your ribs, collarbones, neck and face. As you exhale, you might be ready to just take that right arm back behind you to deepen your twist. The next time you exhale, we're going to bring the right hand down and we're going to walk ourselves back into that plank. Bring your feet in, hover in this plank for just another moment, and on the out breath, push back to downward facing dog. The next time you breathe in, the right leg to come up. Lift up out of the left heel as well if you like. As you exhale, strong hands, step your right foot between your arms, between your hands. Now we're going to engage the thighs really strong and bring yourself up. Make sure you can see your right toe over your right knee, and this left thigh is super strong. Left heel is lifting up, the left buttock is engaged. On the in-breath, both arms to come forward and up. Scoop the tailbone under, just like we've been doing all evening. Lift up from the sternum to deep and open in the front body now. With an open front body, you've got space as you breathe in to lift your heart up to your throat. As you exhale, open your heart and direct some love towards you. The next time we're going to exhale, we're going to take warrior two. So the left heel will pivot to the floor, right hand in front, left hand behind. Continue breathing. The next, you have a choice. You can remain here in your warrior two. If you want just a little extra action, interlace the fingers behind you, lift up your chest. And then as you exhale, strong, super strong thighs, your right shoulder looking to go inside your right knee with your arms up overhead. Two more breaths. Well done. We're going to bring ourselves up. We'll take warrior two again. The next time we exhale, right hand to come down, left hand over the top, framing this right foot, pivot off your left heel, step back for downward facing dog. Well done, guys. Breathing in, deep inhale, a long exhale. Inhale, the left leg to come up. Lift up out of the right heel. Bring your arms really strong, weight into the palms of the hands, and then step your left foot through. Strong thighs, bring yourself up halfway. Scoop the tailbone under, keep your right thigh super engaged and your right buttock. Breathe in to draw the arms up. Scooping tailbone, lifting your heart. And even in the midst of this challenge, peacefulness is still a choice. If you're ready and on the out breath, warrior two, first pivot the right heel to the mat, left hand in front, right hand behind with the palms facing down. Drop the shoulders down your back, scoop the tailbone under, still keeping your left big toe in view. You might be happy to remain here, or if you wanted now, you could release the arms down your back, interlace the fingers, scoop the tailbone, lift up your chest, and then as you exhale with a long spine, reaching forward until your left shoulder makes contact with the left knee, or near enough. Pelvic floor is engaged. As you exhale, pull your tummy muscles in. Keep your tummy really strong. One more breath, full inhale. On the exhale, we're going to push ourselves up, lift up the arms for warrior two. Right arm over the top, left hand to come down, hands touch down, pivot the right heel off the mat, step back for downward facing dog. Notice how your body is warming up, opening up. Keeping the intention inside your body. Everything is allowed. Everything has a space that we can create for it. The next time we exhale, we'll come forward into a plank, then let the knees touch down. Good job. Okay, we will take a seated cross-legged position. So I like to cross the ankles and take the seat through feet to reach back into cross legs. You can do it any way that works for you. So once we're sitting cross-legged, or not, it can be a chair or any other position that works for you. Once we're sitting, take a few moments to completely relax. So if your attention wants to go away and just, deal with something or be with something else, then fine. Just for a couple of breaths. And then when you're ready, fix your gaze at one point on the floor in front of you. Review your practice so far. So far we've done some quite strong movements, big opening twists. We've created space in the front body. We've stretched the shoulders down the back. The hips have worked. We've got work into the glutes, the thighs as well with those warrior 1 and 2s. Downward facing dog, strong shoulders, strong hands. Feel that work in your body. Enjoy your body. Be here with you. You can close the eyes if you're ready to. Once you close your eyes, we're going to narrow the attention. We're going to focus all of our attention onto the tip of the nose, the rings of the nostrils, the inner nasal passages, a little bit of the upper lip, and we're only feeling for the touch of the breath. Let the rest of your body go. Let all the other thoughts be what they want to be. Just keep your attention seeking out that contact of the breath with your body at this very small place. Well done. When you're ready to, we will open the eyes. And just as a little break, find the nearest wall to you and then put your legs up against the wall. You don't have to take your mat, but you can if you wish to. Allow yourself, when you get to the wall, for your sit bones to be you want to sort of get to the wall sort of sideways on. And once you're sort of against the wall, then it's possible to sort of go over onto your side and then just sort of roll the legs up. Once you've got your legs up against the wall, a few moments to make some adjustments. First of all, you'll want to notice whether the sacrum, the flat bone at the back of your pelvis, is in contact with the mat. If your sacrum or the back of the pelvis has come off the floor, then you're probably too close to the wall. You may have to shuffle away from the wall. The other thing is to, again, walk the shoulders down your ears, and it's a couple of things. So some people like, it depends on you, you're all unique. Some people like their arms out in a T shape. For others, it's easier to keep the shoulders down the back by bringing the arms into a W shape.
Or you might perhaps even do a cactus sort of arms. All are good. Let the scapula reach down your back. Your legs up against the wall. If you want to, you can have a sort of make your legs into a V shape so that the blood is just flowing down through into the lymphatic system, and with it, anything that needs to be purified and cleaned out of your body system is sent into the right place for that to happen. Enjoy your body. Enjoy this little rest. One more minute. Before we change position, we'll just, for the last few moments, we'll get the maximum benefit out of this inversion. So if you like, you could, as you breathe in, you might spread your toes. Deep inhale. As you begin to exhale, then pinch your toes shut. Breathe out. A deep inhale, abdomen, ribs, collarbones, spread your toes. Exhale, pinch the toes closed. We'll do that one more time, if that's right for you. Exhaling again. Now, with the weight off your ankles, you can roll out the ankles in one direction and then the other. Nice. And if it's available, you might want to bring the soles of your, bend at the knees and bring the soles of your feet together. So you've now, just like you've already got Ashley, yeah, so you just want to let so it's like a cobbler's pose with the soles of the feet together and the knees bent out wide. Give yourself a few moments here. Very nice. Deep inhale. The abdomen, ribs, collarbones, right up to your throat and your face. As you breathe out, relax all of the muscles in your face. Let the eyes sink, let the jaw relax, the tongue relax, the ears relax. Another inhale. Okay, so if you're about ready, we'll draw the knees together. Very gently, roll out the arm into the direction that you want to roll into, and then let both your knees follow you over into that side. Once you come down, rest for a few moments. Move slowly, let yourself be here. And then just whenever you feel ready, roll over to that side, and then we'll come up into a seated upright position. Move very slowly, move very gently. We're going to do a seated breathing exercise for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're going to sit in silence for about 2 minutes as well. So just move slowly, move very gently, let yourself come up whenever you're ready. And so we're going to breathe in for a count of 4. We're going to exhale for a count of 8. Pause for 2. Okay, so it'll be an inhale for 4, exhale for 8, pause for 2. And there's a little metronome sound which will help you with the count. So we're breathing in for a count of 4, out for 8, pause for 2. You can close your eyes. Keep that going. I'm going to turn the metronome down. The next time that you've got to your count of 2 and you're ready to breathe in, just now let go of your breathing completely, and once again take your attention to the tip of the nose and the feeling of your breath. We're just being here with ourselves, with the breath. We're coming to the close of our practice. Remain centered with yourself. If you like, you can bring the palms of your hands together to your heart center. Remembering that we began our practice with a promise to ourselves. Direct a little love back toward yourself. Thank yourself, thank your body for being here, for doing your best. And your best is definitely good enough. Whenever you're ready to open your eyes, please do so. And this brings us to the conclusion of our hour and 15-minute class.